Happy Vlogmas, everyone! Okay, it's the last day that I'm gonna do Vlogmas until next year. And I think that we should talk about New Year's resolutions, because it's always the thing that takes me the longest to think of whenever I sort of start Vlogmas. I'm like, okay, I gotta list my favorite books, I gotta, help Emma come up with her list, I gotta think of the best streaming, I gotta, do a craft, blah, blah. Things I think of that we should do for Vlogmas. And it always takes me the longest to think of my resolutions because I'm always like remaking them in my mind. But I also have to wrap Christmas presents while I do this because we have to travel tomorrow. So there won't be any time. So two birds with one stone. Come on, let's do it. Okay, first item I gotta wrap. My kid has asked for this. Like, do you know Jellycat? Jellycat, they're like really soft, like squishy little dudes. Like Jellycat, the cat, is like the original. And he's apparently hard to find. I had to get him on eBay. I couldn't get him from Jellycat because they like discontinued him or something. Don't know. I think he's cool. Anyway, okay, so for my first New Year's resolution, I think I'm gonna extend my January art project. So for January, I'm gonna create one thing, or like have one creation project every day in January. And I've set it up, like I found all these ways that I can be creative and things that I can make and contribute into the physical space of the world, for January. And if it goes well, and I think it will do, I'm gonna scale it down for the rest of the year, but like continue it. I mean, like one new thing every month, or like two new things every month, or one new thing every week or something. Like, I feel like in a world where everything's sort of moving toward digital, and things online, and I don't know, AI and everything. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. Like, I love my smartphone as much as the next guy. And also, I'd be loving that co-pilot doing my job, like nobody's business. But I feel like it's moving away from humans creating physical things into physical space. Do you know what I mean? So I'm gonna, build things, make things, draw things, paint things, create things from human experience and human imagination, but yeah, that's the first thing. Okay, next thing, I'm gonna actively try to fall in love with my new neighborhood. I just loved my old neighborhood so much, and like, I'm an army brat, so my dad was in the army, and I moved around with the army a lot as a kid. And I was always the new kid, and I like never had any like call to a place. I was always living in a place that was chosen for me for whatever reason, like circumstances. So my old neighborhood, Roth in Cardiff, is the first place I ever lived where I chose it based on things I wanted, and it was perfect for me. Everything about it was perfect. It fit my personality. Like, it was lively enough to keep me entertained, but also not so lively that it was scary. Everyone around was like quirky enough to be interesting, but not so quirky that they weren't friendly, like it was just the perfect balance of everything for my personality. And I feel like having moved from there due to circumstance again, so another time being forced to move to a place that I didn't choose based on circumstances, like basically it's to do with school catchments. Like, it's a whole complicated deal, but the school catchments are all messed up in Cardiff. Anyway, we had to move to this neighborhood, and my husband loves this neighborhood, and I love that for him. And also my dog loves this neighborhood, and I love that for my dog, and I love them, and I want them to be happy, and I love that they're happy. But I again had to move for circumstances I didn't choose to a place I didn't choose, and I feel like a loved one, like a part of my life has died, and I feel like I'm grieving for like my old neighborhood, and I need to, I think, like accept that I'm grieving, accept that I'm sad for the loss of my neighborhood and the loss of that life, and actively try to fall in love with the area I'm in. So I think every week I'm gonna try to either do some sort of DIY project with the house, set something up, put up, pictures, or like do the garden or something, or actively investigate my neighborhood in positive ways, like try out a new cafe, or find a new cafe, or find a new shop, or, you know, find a new community thing to do, like join a new club, because that's another thing. In my old neighborhood, I was part of all these clubs. I was part of a running club. I was part of a litter picking club, like all these sort of clubs I can't really do easily because that neighborhood's a bit like too far away for me now to get to easily. So yeah, like one thing per week. I'm gonna make a notebook of it. In like proper like stationery lovers fashion. I'm gonna use one of these notebooks that I have, you know, that I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna use it until I have a good reason for it. I'm gonna get a notebook out and I'm gonna track the Operation Fall in Love with Your Neighborhood project. Okay, next thing, we're wrapping. Anyone has also asked for these shark sliders. Okay, my next resolution is to subscribe to a newspaper. Like a physical one, like a paper one that comes to my door every day. Like I used to have when I was in high school. I used to friggin' love it. Like I get my news now digitally, and a lot of times, like I don't have like a subscription digitally or anything. A lot of the time it is me like on Instagram or something like that, and I see a headline pop up because I'm following news things, and then I investigate that by going to the website or whatever and looking for news further to that in newspapers and stuff online. But I don't really do, like my husband I think does this, where he like goes to like the Guardian website every day, do you know what I mean, or like the BBC website every day to actively chase like online articles and stuff, like basically like the digital version of a newspaper. But as much as I say that I'm going to do that, like that's just not how I do things. Like that's not how I work. Like I want it to be like a physical thing. I don't like ebooks that much. Like I always want like a physical book. So I'm going to subscribe to a newspaper, and this is going to seriously cut down on my anxiety, because a lot of times I feel like I'm just like getting all this news all the time. It's like 24-hour news cycle, like serious news that hurts me in my heart is gonna hit me at any time of day. Like there's no resting from it. And also I get way too much of it, like loads of the terrible news in the world, I'm getting it, and it doesn't affect me personally. There's nothing I can do about it. All it's doing is make me anxious about the world. Do you know what I mean? It's not helping me be a better citizen, you know, it's not helping me add context to things in my life. It's just pure anxiety fuel. So if I get a physical newspaper, there's only so much they can put in a physical newspaper, and it's going to be already curated to things I should probably know. like I'll probably also continue to get shit online, but like not as much. I think I'm going to cut down as well on the news things that I follow on Instagram, etc. You know, I think it's just going to be like a healthier way to get my news. Like I think I'm also gonna like subscribe to actual magazines, like maybe Economist or like The Atlantic or something. Just like chill the shit down. Read a periodical, my dude. Like you need to chill. As well, in that same sort of vein, I was like talking to my friend about this. It's like really like making me think recently about sort of how we take in our news and how we take in all information and how we communicate with people nowadays, you know, like everything is filtered through social media algorithms and stuff, and we rarely see things that our algorithm doesn't already know we'll agree with or already like hate, like it wants us to hate it, you know. And so it's sort of like making it so that we don't encounter normal, logical, rational people who disagree with us anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think we're losing the ability to like find commonalities with each other. It's like as soon as we hit a disagreement, we don't know how to deal with it, and we just sort of write people off. Like I definitely find that I'm doing this more, and I'm finding it more amongst like people that I hang out with. Like if you hit, you know, something that you're like, well, I disagree with that, you know, instead of being like, why do I disagree with that? Why does he disagree with that? You know, what in our experience makes us think this way? Should I think differently? Should he think differently? Should we try to talk this out? You know, what do we have in common that would make it so that this isn't really that big a deal? You know, like, I don't know, I feel like I used to do this. I don't know, I'm like sounding like a nana now. And back in my day, we used to talk to each other like that. But I do feel like generally the world is way more divided, and we're way more divided in society because everything on the internet is forcing us to be divided. It's driving a wedge between us, and it's setting us against each other and telling us, like, not only that we should fight each other, but taking the skills that we used to have in finding commonality with each other and politely engaging with each other in disagreement, and sort of like just killing those skills off completely in our society. So I mean, am I just ranting now? I'm just ranting, sounding crazy. Jesus, Carrie. Honestly. Anyway, like, without sounding like an absolute nutter, okay, I feel like it's gonna be one of my New Year's resolutions to assume that everyone I'm talking to, I could find something in common with them. Do you know what I mean? Like, not just to assume that whatever they're talking about is absolute bollocks and I hate it, you know, but to be like, okay, well, this person lives in a neighborhood close to my neighborhood. We probably go to the same co-op grocery store. Like, he probably likes the Jaffa cakes. I like the Jaffa cakes, you know, like that sort of thing. Because, like, while we disagree probably on really intense things, you know, we also probably, most likely, have way more in common with each other than we have different from each other. And it's just like how the world is wired at the minute, which causes me to focus on like the 1 in a million things we have different from each other than the other like 999,000 or whatever things. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna try to rewire my mind back to how it was, I think, before the internet made me crazy. Okay, next thing. We're wrapping. It's like an ASMR thing that someone has asked for. Okay, like, you have to listen to it. Okay, does this soothe you? Hold on. I don't know. I'm wrapping it. Okay, and then last one, and this one is to do with both the thing about wanting to have things in common with people and also the thing about wanting to improve on my love of my neighborhood. I'm gonna volunteer somewhere. I know that loads of people volunteer, like you probably volunteer, and loads of people are always saying, oh, you should volunteer, I volunteer, blah, blah. But I don't know, I'm always so busy. I'm always doing so much. But I feel like that's gonna be something that's gonna be really helpful in the world and for my mental health and for our community. Let's just do it. So I've been volunteering with the dogs home, walking their dogs, but I feel like that's not really what I mean, you know? Am I doing that to volunteer, or am I doing that because I want to borrow a doggy for a bit? Like, let's be real. I think I should like volunteer in a real way, in a real place. Don't know. If anyone has any ideas, let me know. Okay, to sum up my New Year's resolution, because I feel like with all the rambling, it's not clear. Okay, 1, create physical beauty in the world, create things. 2, Operation Learn to Love My Neighborhood. 3, subscribe to physical periodicals that can come at me through my mailbox. 4, assume everyone I'm talking to I have something in common with and try to think actively of the thing that we have in common. 5, volunteer and not just with the dogs. Okay, lastly, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching and commenting and hanging out and like just being cool all month and all the time. I love BookTube so much, and I hope you have really lovely Christmas and or whatever delightful holiday you are celebrating this time of year, or just a very delightful chill on your sofa. I think my plan is to come back in February to BookTube, because I've got a couple of trips planned and stuff, and we can vlog about it. But if anything, March for Dowie-thon. That's when I'll be back, and that's when I think that we should hang out again and read Welsh books. Okay. If you have any comments, questions, anything, I promise to respond to them. I'm not just gonna disappear. I swear. I promise you I'm not gonna disappear. If you want to put comments below, I'm gonna definitely respond to them. Okay, and see you in